You know, sometimes the best gaming experiences aren't the ones everyone talks about. There are these single-player gems that may not have topped charts or gone viral, but they deliver such polished gameplay, gripping stories, and unforgettable moments. If you've already played all the mainstream hits and want something fresh and underrated, then this video is just for you. Let's dive into some hidden treasures that truly deserve your attention. Vampyr is one of those rare games that slipped under most people's radar, but deserves way more recognition. Released in 2018 by Dishonored Entertainment, the same team behind Life is Strange, it delivers an unforgettable mix of atmosphere, storytelling, and moral choice. Set in post-World War I London during the deadly Spanish flu outbreak, the city feels dark, sick, and hauntingly alive. You play as Dr. Jonathan Reed, a brilliant doctor who wakes up as a vampire, forced to balance his duty to heal with his new thirst for blood. That's where the game truly shines. Every decision has consequences. Feed on a citizen to grow stronger, but risk closing shops, erasing side quests, and altering lives forever. The tension between power and compassion hits hard. With its moody setting, strong voice acting, and emotional narrative, Vampyr isn't just a game. It's a haunting, unforgettable experience.
Bloody monster! We have taken Griffin!
Step into the sandals of a Roman soldier and prepare for blood, betrayal, and glory. Ryse, son of Rome, puts you in the armor of Marius Titus, a man whose life is torn apart by war and corruption. What follows is a brutal journey of revenge that feels straight out of a Hollywood epic. Every sword clash, every slow-motion execution looks absolutely gorgeous. Even today, it's one of the best-looking games ever made. The cinematic camera angles, the roaring crowds, and the weight of every strike make you feel like you're part of an ancient legend. Yeah, it's linear, but that's what makes it sharp. No filler, just pure intensity from start to finish. If you ever wanted to feel the power of Rome at your fingertips, Ryse, Son of Rome delivers it with style and fury. Ever wondered what it's like to solve your own murder? Murdered. Sole Suspect throws you right into that nightmare. You play as Ronan O'Connor, a detective who's killed in the line of duty only to come back as a ghost, desperate to uncover who ended his life. This isn't your typical action-packed game. It's slow, mysterious, and dripping with atmosphere. You'll glide through walls, possess people, and piece together clues from beyond the grave. The town of Salem feels eerie and alive, filled with secrets, lost souls, and a chilling sense that someone, or something, is always watching. Sure, it's not a blockbuster, but its story hooks you from the start, and the concept is genuinely unique. If you love detective stories with a supernatural twist, Murdered, Sole Suspect is a haunting experience you shouldn't skip. Lost Judgment might not have made massive headlines, but it's one of those games that quietly pulls you in and refuses to let go. Created by Ryuga Gotoku Studio, the team behind Yakuza, it perfectly blends detective drama, emotional storytelling, and slick hand-to-hand combat. You step into the shoes of Takayuki Yagami, an ex-lawyer turned private investigator who uncovers a tangled case involving bullying, revenge, and murder. What makes Lost Judgment stand out is how effortlessly it balances intensity and emotion. One minute you're chasing suspects across rooftops, the next you're solving clues or catching quiet moments of reflection. The story challenges your sense of morality, constantly making you question what's what's right and what's necessary. It's sharp, cinematic, and full of heart. A game that doesn't just entertain, but makes you feel. Easily one of the most overlooked gems in modern gaming.
Samuel! No way! Whoa, hey!
Fairy tales, but not the ones you remember. The Wolf Among Us throws you into a dark, neon-soaked world where fairy tale characters live hidden among humans. And not everyone gets a happy ending. You play as Bigby Wolf, the sheriff of Fabletown, once the big bad wolf himself, now trying to control the monster within. Every decision you make cuts deep. Do you play by the rules, or let your rage take over? The story, the characters, the choices, everything feels alive and heavy with consequence. Each episode pulls you deeper, making you question what's right and what's necessary. Visually stylish, emotionally brutal, and filled with noir mystery, it's one of Telltale's best works. If you missed it back then, The Wolf Among Us isn't just a story you play, it's one that stays with you long after the credits roll. Darkness, plague, and the bond of siblings, a plague tale. Requiem is a journey you won't forget. You step into the shoes of Amitia and her younger brother Hugo, navigating a world torn apart by disease, cruelty, and shadows that seem alive. Every corner hides danger. Every rat-infested street tests your wits and courage. But it's not just survival. It's the emotional journey of protecting someone you love while facing horrors that seem unstoppable. The game blends stealth, strategy, and cinematic storytelling flawlessly. Light, shadow, and the hauntingly detailed world make you feel every heartbeat, every whisper of fear. Each decision matters. Each encounter lingers. It's not a game you rush through. It's a story you live. If you're looking for a dark, gripping adventure that's equal parts emotional and thrilling, a plague tale, Requiem quietly demands your attention.
Hugo? Hugo? What's wrong? What's wrong? Hugo! No!
Ever wanted to live the life of an undercover cop in a world where crime rules the streets? Sleeping Dogs drops you into the vibrant, chaotic streets of Hong Kong as Wei Shin, a cop risking everything to infiltrate the triads. But this isn't just another open-world game. Every fight feels brutal and cinematic, from hand-to-hand combat to high-speed car chases. The city itself comes alive. Neon lights, crowded markets, and dark alleyways make you feel like you're truly walking in someone else's shoes. The story is gripping, layered with loyalty, betrayal, and tough choices that test your morality. And the martial arts combat? Simply phenomenal. Fluid, satisfying, and visually stunning. It's a game that doesn't just let you play. It makes you feel the streets, the tension, and the stakes. If you missed this hidden gem, Sleeping Dogs is the perfect mix of story, action, and heart-pounding gameplay. Imagine Paris under Nazi occupation, beautiful, deadly, and waiting for rebellion. The Saboteur throws you into that world as Sean Devlin, an Irish racer turned freedom fighter, seeking revenge against the enemy who destroyed his friends. The game isn't just about running and shooting, it's about striking from the shadows, sabotaging vehicles, and turning occupied streets into a war zone. Its black and white art style, broken only by splashes of color for life and chaos, makes every mission feel cinematic. You're not just playing, you're part of a living, breathing city under oppression. Climbing rooftops, escaping patrols, and blowing up supply depots is immensely satisfying. Despite flying under the radar, the Saboteur delivers action, story, and style that few open-world games match. If you want a mix of stealth, revenge, and cinematic flair, this underrated gem deserves a place on your radar.
Yeah! Ich sehe da kommen! Ich greife ihn an!
We have an unexpected visitor. I present the lost sister of Jessamine Caldwin. Delilah Caldwin.
Step into a world where shadows are your weapon and choice shapes everything. Dishonored. 2 lets you play as either Emily Caldwin or Corvo Attano, each with unique powers and abilities, in a city teetering on chaos. Every mission is a puzzle. Do you sneak, manipulate, or unleash chaos with supernatural abilities? The game rewards creativity and clever thinking, turning each approach into a story of its own. The world of Carnoxa feels alive. Bustling streets, dark alleys, and richly detailed interiors immerse you completely. And the narrative, twists, betrayals, and moral dilemmas keep you invested from start to finish. It's not just gameplay, it's artistry, strategy, and storytelling woven seamlessly. For fans of stealth, magic, and choice-driven adventure, Dishonored 2 is criminally underrated. A game that proves power, cunning, and consequence make for an unforgettable experience.
It's all Howler, so don't bring a unit.
Business has me on pins and
Let me know
needles.
next time you jump.
Step into a wasteland where survival is brutal and freedom comes at a cost. Mad Max puts you in the boots of the legendary Max Rockatansky, roaming a desolate world of sand, fury, and ruthless gangs. Here, every car chase, every fight, and every explosion feels epic. The combat is visceral, and the vehicular battles are pure adrenaline. The open world is beautifully barren. Rusted wrecks, towering wreckage, and endless deserts make you feel the harshness of survival. Customizing your car, scavenging resources, and taking down warlords gives a satisfying sense of power and progression. It's more than just action. It's a story of revenge, resilience, and survival against all odds. If you love high-octane chaos, cinematic visuals, and an open world that punishes and rewards equally, Mad Max is an underrated thrill ride waiting to be unleashed.
Damn it! Get to the oven! They're moving in on us!
Imagine a world where monsters, technology, and Victorian elegance collide. The Order, 1886, throws you into a secret war in an alternate 19th century London, where knights battle half-human creatures to protect humanity. You play as Galahad, part of an elite order, facing impossible odds and uncovering conspiracies that could change everything. The game's visuals are jaw-dropping. Rain-slicked streets, candlelit corridors, and intricate armor designs make every moment cinematic. Gunplay is precise, and every battle feels like a scene from a blockbuster movie. It's not just about fighting, it's about strategy, timing, and making each shot count. Despite flying under the radar, The Order, 1886 delivers an unforgettable mix of storytelling, style, and intensity. For fans of cinematic action, rich lore, and immersive worlds, this game is a hidden gem that deserves your attention.
Neutralized! Bloody hell! Looks like that was the last of them.
Step into a world of mystery, magic, and moral choices. GreedFall lets you explore an uncharted island filled with political intrigue, dangerous creatures, and secretive factions. You play as Desardet, navigating a colonial-inspired fantasy world where diplomacy and deception are just as powerful as swords and sorcery. The game's charm lies in its deep narrative and meaningful choices. Every decision shapes alliances, romances, and the fate of entire settlements. Combat is tactical and rewarding, blending magic, ranged attacks, and melee skills seamlessly. The art style is stunning. Vibrant landscapes, detailed towns, and haunting ruins immerse you completely. It's a game that doesn't just ask you to play, it asks you to think, strategize, and weigh consequences. If you love RPGs with story depth, world building, and player-driven outcomes, GreedFall is an underrated adventure you can't ignore.
What the fuck?
Ever wondered what happens when humor meets chaos in a lawless universe? Tales from the Borderlands drops you into the madcap world of Pandora, where two unlikely heroes, Ryse and Fiona, chase fortune, revenge, and survival. This isn't your typical shooter. It's a story-driven adventure where choices matter and laughter blends with danger at every turn. The dialogue is sharp, hilarious, and full of personality, while the branching story keeps you guessing who will betray whom next. Each character is unforgettable, and the emotional moments hit harder than you'd expect in a comedy. The game's mix of clever puzzles, quick-time events, and explosive action sequences makes every episode feel alive. If you want humor, heart, and chaos wrapped in one unforgettable adventure, Telltale's Tales from the Borderlands is a criminally underrated gem that deserves your full attention.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna stop the truck!
How?
I don't know, just cover me.
With what?
You'll figure it out.
Hey! That's a bad thing! Load her back! We gotta get rid of that gunner! Get me in close!
Hey, don't ever touch my brother.
I didn't do anything.
Okay, step.
Brotherhood, consequences, and the weight of choice. Life is Strange 2 takes storytelling to an emotional peak. You follow Sean Diaz, a teen on the run after a tragic accident, alongside his younger brother Daniel, who possesses dangerous powers. Every decision, every interaction shapes their journey, and the story's emotional depth will stay with you long after the credits roll. Unlike most games, it's not about combat. It's about relationships, morality, and survival in a harsh world. The road trip setting, vivid locations, and realistic character development make the story deeply immersive. Moments of laughter, heartbreak, and tension blend seamlessly, keeping you invested in the brothers' struggle. For fans of narrative-driven games where choices matter and emotions run deep, Life is Strange 2 is a hidden gem that proves games can move you as much as movies or books ever could.
Got ya!
Daniel?
Leave me alone!
Do it, Daniel!
Imagine a world where your worst nightmares feel terrifyingly real. The Evil Within 2 plunges you into that darkness as Detective Sebastian Castellanos, searching for his missing daughter in a city warped by a nightmarish force. This isn't just horror for scares. Every corridor, every shadow, it's every enemy encounter keeps you on edge. The game masterfully blends psychological tension with intense combat, forcing you to think and fight carefully. Crafting, stealth, and strategy are as important as shooting, making every decision matter. And the story? Emotional, gripping, and deeply personal. It's about family, loss, and survival. Visually haunting, atmospherically rich, and filled with terrifying set pieces, it's a game that makes you feel the horror, not just see it. If you're craving a survival horror game that challenges your nerves and heart, The Evil Within 2 is an underrated masterpiece you can't miss.
Hello? Hey! Oh, God.
And that's a wrap on some of the most underrated single-player games you've probably never played, but totally should. Hidden gems packed with killer stories, epic gameplay, and moments that stick with you long after the credits roll. Did any of these surprise you? Or maybe you've got your own favorites we missed? Drop them in the comments. I'm dying to know. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next batch of hidden gaming treasures. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.